Hey, welcome everybody. Tony Porter, Cards and Dice TV. 1976 Yankee replay. It's Yankee at White Sox. We are at Comiskey Park in Chicago. And lineups for the Yankees and the White Sox. Rivers, the center fielder. White, the left fielder. And Munson, the catcher. Chambliss at first base. Carlos May, the ex-White Sox. Or White Sox, however you want to say it. Nettles, the third baseman, and then Gamble, Randolph, and Mason. Gamble in right field, Randolph at second base, and Mason at shortstop. Round out the order. Holtzman, first start. He's acquired from Baltimore. First start for the Yankees. He's going to be a B today, and he will be going up against Bart Johnson, who's an A. The lineup for the White Sox is Dent, Lemon, and Orta. Dent the shortstop, Lemon the center fielder, and Orta left fielder. Johnson DH, Bradford right field, and Downing the catcher. Then Spencer, the first baseman, Stein the second baseman, and Bell the third baseman. We're going to roll some dice. I've been playing all night. I've been pretty much playing and using the fast action cards. But here we will be rolling dice now, because it's already a reasonable hour to be playing and making noise. And the Yanks are 44-12. This is the second game of a four-game set. The White Sox are 30-26 on paper because Bart Johnson is an A. Stuff has his A stuff. The Yanks seem to have the advantage, but we don't know how that's going to translate into reality. Let's find out. And I'm going to use the... do I have my double D6s lying around somewhere? Let me see what I got here. I'm going to use a blue and a white double D6s. I've been using these for a couple of years. A lot of guys are discovering these double D6s. That's just a nice little novelty change of, how you do things, and just a lot of these, when you change these little things here and there, it kind of awakens, stimulates your brain and just gets you more focused. So Mickey Rivers is up and he is batting. Let's see what he's batting here. He's batting .378, so he's been on fire 1/3 of the season, close to 1/3 of the season, 49 games so far. All right, let's do it. Here's a pitch. That's going to be a 31, and that's bounced up the middle and through into center field for a base hit. So Mick the Quick is on at first. Yes, sirree. Using the PC replay game here to track my stats so I can just roll and play games, which is what I like to do. Here's Roy White. Bats from the left side. That's going to be a 53. That's a range check. So we're going to use the card, and it's going to say right field. Right fielder's range, Bradford, is an 11 range, and that's a 12. That's over the range, so that's going to fall in there for a single. And with that plus sign, that says that Rivers goes to third. So first and third now for the Yanks. Little bloop that drops in front of Bradford, or a looping liner off the bat of Roy White. And Bradford does not get a good read on it, and it drops in front of him. Going to third is Rivers. Mick the Quick, also known a.k.a. Mick the Quick. Here's Thurman Munson. That's going to be a 62, and that's an out. Tells you right on the... and a 1. Our infield is back. First and third, and a 1 is going to be a hit right back to Johnson, who goes to Dent. Throw to first, not in time. Run scores. 1-6, fielder's choice. Munson is on at first with an RBI. All right, so it's 1-6, fielder's choice. 1 out. Munson's at first. The Yanks lead at 1-0. And here's Chambliss. That's going to be a 55, which is a line drive base hit. Rips one to right center field. And Munson, let's find out what he does. Munson will go to, if he is an F, he will go to third. First and third. Carlos May. Pitch from Bart Johnson. That's a 24, and that's a 1-6 hit by pitch, but he's a -3, so that'll make it 1-3. But the 5 is too high. Now the 5 may turn out to be a double play here. Let's look at, he's a lefty, so that means it's going to the first baseman, Spencer. And Spencer is an A, so I do not think that will be a double play. Yes, it is 3-6-3. Spencer turns it. And that ends the inning. Big DP there for the White Sox. 1 run comes in on 3 hits. The Yankees lead at 1-0. We move to the bottom of the first. It's going to be Bucky Dent leading off against Kenny Holtzman, who's a B in this game. It's going to be a 31, and that is pulled and in the hole and past the diving Mason for a base hit, leadoff single for Bucky Dent. So Carlos May hit into that 3-6-3 double play. And here's Chet Lemon. Pitch from Holtzman, the left-handed 31, and that's like my third 31. And this will be a base hit as well. A little check swing that dunks in right beyond the center of the shortstop, up the middle. And Dent had to hold up to see if it would be caught, and it was not, so it's first and second. And here's George Orta. George Orta hit 14 home runs. I think he's the second most home runs next to Spencer. Here's a pitch from Holtzman. Lefty on lefty, that's a 45. 45 is going to translate into a liner to third base. Let's see if we get a double play out of it, and we do not. So it's going to be an L5. Ripped and caught by Nettles. Right place at the right time. Quick reflexes, cat-like reflexes by that Nettles at third base. Here's Lamar Johnson, right-handed hitter. In the replays, batting .228 with 3 home runs. Here's a pitch from Holtzman. That's a 34, and the 34 is going to be banged up the middle, and that's through for a base hit. Let's see if a run scores. 1 run W or A arm. He is an A arm, so the run will score. 1 run scores, and let's see what happens to the runner at first. He will stop at second base. It's cut off. So an RBI single. The game is tied at 1. Lamar Johnson. Fall Classic Baseball, my friends. I'm about to order a set of cards, the 1987 set, which is one of my favorite sets to replay. The Mets are a blast of a team to play. They got power, they got speed, they got on-base percentage. If it wasn't for the pitching, but you got to really be smart about the pitching and use the right guys at the right time. And that's the challenge. But the first time I replayed that season, they won the division. They beat the Cardinals. So here's Bradford with runners on first and second. Buddy Bradford, right-handed hitter. Here's a pitch from Holtzman, and that's going to be a 12 with a 19. First and second, 19. That's a fly ball. Right field. Over is Gamble, and he makes the catch. Nobody advances. Lemon fakes the tag. Brian Downing in the replay has 155 at bats, 2 home runs, 245, 318 on base percentage. Here's a pitch from Holtzman. It's going to be a 44. That's ripped from base hit to left center field. Played on a hop by White. And runner will at second base. Runner scores. 2 outs, yes. And the other runner will go to third. So an RBI single by Downing, and the White Sox have taken a 2-1 lead. Jim Spencer, left-handed hitter. He was the other big home run guy for the White Sox with 14 home runs. Didn't have a great offense that season. This is 76, not 77. 77 is a totally different ball game. Here's Jim Spencer, lefty on lefty against Kenny Holtzman. Kenny Holtzman's not having the good rolls. That's going to be a base hit, a rip to right. Cut off by Gamble. 1 run scores and Downing at first. Will hold or run with risk. Gamble in right field is an A, so that's 1-3. And we'll run. We'll do it. 1-3. He's out, and he is safe at third. So first and third, a single by Spencer. Run comes in, 3-1 now. And going to third is Downing. All right, Bill Stein is up. Bill Stein in the replay, 348, 69 at bats. Here's a pitch from Holtzman. And a 25 will be a line drive to right. And Gamble, positioned perfectly, makes the catch and that retires the side. But 3 runs come in on 5 hits. And the White Sox lead it by a score of 3-1. All right, top of the order for, bottom of the order for the Yankees. Greg Nettles leading it off. Here's the pitch from Bart Johnson. That's a 51. Struck him out. Curveball gets Nettles out in front. Here's Gamble now. Oscar Gamble. He's been in a slump, and he's going to line one. No, it's ball 4. With a chance for a stolen base. There he goes. Throw down from Downing, not in time. Could be a possibility of an error on Downing. An 18 will not be an error. Too high. So Gamble with a walk and a stolen base. And here's Willie Randolph. Randolph batting .297, 200 at bats. Here's the pitch from Bart Johnson. It's going to be a 22. That's line, base hit. Let's see if Gamble will score. Left fielder Orta. What kind of arm does he have? Just look at this chart right here. This defensive chart, you don't have to look at the cards at all. His arm is an A, so that's average. So he will come around to score because it says H scores if W or A arm. So he comes around to score, and it's 3-2. RBI single for Randolph. Jim Mason. And how many outs? 1 out. Jim Mason will bunt on this. And he bunts the 0-2 foul. And it's a strikeout. And next is Mickey Rivers, who's got a hit already. 22, that's going to be another hit. So it's going to be a single, and runner goes to third. So first and third with 2 outs. Roy White, who singled. He's 1 for 1. Here's a pitch from Johnson. That's a 52. That's going to be an error. Struck him out. Fastball, high fastball. Gets White to chase. So that's 1 run comes in on 2 hits, and they leave 2. We go to the bottom of the 2nd inning. All right, Kevin Bell leading it off, third baseman. 26, and against a lefty, that's a base hit. Little looping liner to left center. He's on at first. What's his running ability? Is an A. Sometimes I write certain things on there. Here's Bucky Dent. That's going to be a 44 again. More bad luck for Holtzman. That's going to be a base hit. Line to center. Played by the left fielder, left center field. White gets it. And White has a arm, so he will hold. First and second now. Holtzman's given up 7 hits. 7 hits and 3 runs in basically 1 inning. Here's Chet Lemon, first and second. Here's the pitch from Holtzman. We need a double play. Are we going to get it at 25? We may get it. A 1. Ooh. A 1. No, it's going to be a fielder's choice. So it's hit right back to little tapper to Holtzman, who picks it up, whips it to Mason to throw to first. Not in time. It's 1-6. Puts runners on first and third now. And again, the Yanks are playing for the double play. Not going to worry about the run. It's still early in the game. And George Ortis, everybody's halfway. Here's a pitch from Holtzman. That's going to be a 54, which is a men on base check with a 7. Wild pitch, and it is a wild pitch. 1 run comes home. Other one goes to second. So a ball that's Holtzman spikes a fastball. And here's Orta. Pitch from Holtzman. It's a 63, and that's going to be a cracks one to right. And let's see if runner a second base will advance. He does not. So it's a shallow fly ball. Gamble. Pulls it in. Gets the throw in quickly. And Lemon hangs out at second base. 2 out. And here's Lamar Johnson. Here's a pitch from Holtzman, a 62, and that'll be a bouncer to short. Picked up by Mason over to first, and that retires the side. But 1 run comes in on that wild pitch and a couple of singles. So 1 run on 2 hits, and they leave 1. We go to the top of the third. Yanks trail 4-2 here. Game's moving a little bit slow because a lot of guys getting on base. So I played a 20-minute game, and I actually recorded it, so there was, there was dialogue going on, so that even slowed it down. So it would have maybe, if you're playing without the dialogue, would have been maybe a 16-minute game. So this game plays very, very fast. And it's a 65. That's going to be a pitcher home run. So you're going to check the pitcher. It's 1-12, and that's a drive by Munson down the line. If it's fair, it's gone, and that ball is gone. Herman Munson, 4-3, makes it a 1-run ball game. Pitcher home run, that's where you check the pitcher. So pitchers that give up a lot of home runs are going to have high numbers, so you're going to get more home runs against them. So and that is Munson's 7th home run of the season. Here's Chris Chambliss, pitch from Bart Johnson. It's going to be a 52 and a 3. Struck him out. Johnson's got his good stuff today. Here's Carlos May. That's a 43, and that's going to be a ball hit right back, a tapper right back to the mound. Fielded by Johnson. Throws out May. 2 down. Greg Nettles. Left-handed hitter with a lot of power, 13, and that's ripped and caught by the first baseman, Spencer. L3. 1 run on 1 hit. Scores 4-3. White Sox. We go to the bottom of the third. Let's see if Holtzman can settle down a bit and have an easy inning. Here's Buddy Bradford leading it off. That's a 46 and an 8. And that's going to be a ballpark card. An 8 will be a foul ball. Looks like off his foot. He's hopping around a little bit. Now he's down on 1 knee. Trainer's going to come out. All right, so Bradford is in there. Here's a pitch again from Holtzman. That's going to be a 45, and this will be a bounce to the third. Picked up by, oh no, the bounce to the short, excuse me. Then comes out of nowhere. A Mason comes out of nowhere and throws him out by half a step. Here's Brian Downey with 1 out. Pitch from Holtzman. 62, and that'll be a Again, a bounce to the short. Mason, easy play. 2 down. This may be a easy inning, but let's not speak too soon. Here is Jim Spencer. Pitch, it's a 52 and a 12. That's an error check, and it says third base, but he's like a 5 error, so it's a ground ball to Nettles. He gobbles it up like a vacuum cleaner, and he throws him out. No runs, no hits. 3 up, 3 down. We move to the top of the 4th. All right, Oscar Gamble. Here's the pitch. It's a 24, and that's a 1-7 hit by pitch, -3, but it's a very high number. It's a fly ball to left field. Coming over is Orta, 1 down. So Gamble flies out to the opposite side. Here's Willie Randolph with a 54. That's a 54 chart checkup, and it's a check on the left fielder error rating, Orta. And Orta's a 9, so he will make a running catch of that ball to left. 2 down. Here's Jimmy Mason, who struck out in the 2nd inning. 64, and that is a bounce to the second base, gobbled up by Stein, and that's 3 up and 3 down. We move to the bottom of the 4th. And Stein is leading it off against Kenny Holzman. Oh, no. 7-4-3. Here's Stein. That's a 15, which will be a bounce to the 3rd. Nettles throws him out. Nice stretch by Chambliss at first. Kevin Bell, who singled. 56. And that's a fly to left. Roy White drifts over, settles under it. Here's Bucky Dent. 36, and that was a line drive base hit to left, single to, so Dent is 3 for 3. It's a 2-out single for Dent. He's on at first. Here's Chet Lemon. And that's a snake eyes, which will be a ball hit right back to the mound. And Holtzman fields his position, and no runs, 1 hit, 1 left. We move to the top of the 5th inning. Now the game's moving a little bit quicker. It's not a race, though. It's not what I mean. Just making observations. All right, Mickey Rivers, who's 2 for 2. He's batting .384 now. He's on fire. 63, but he'll make an out here. That's ripped and caught by Spencer at first. L3. Nice mix for left-handed batters, right-handed batters in this game. Very well done. Here's Roy White and a 61, and that's going to be a strikeout. So slider low and away, and Roy White stretches for it. And here's Thurman Munson with a 42, and that'll be a fly ball left field down the line, and right there's Orta to retire the side. 3 up, 3 down. So pitching has settled down. And here's George Orta leading off against Kenny Holtzman with a 64, and that'll be a fly ball center field. On the run is Rivers, and Rivers runs it down for out number 1. Next up is Lamar Johnson, who's 1 for 2 with a single and an RBI. That's going to be a 42, and that will be a pop-up center field. Back goes Mason and Randolph, and Rivers calls them off. 2-way. Buddy Bradford. Bradford is flied out and grounded out. And that's a 66 with a 15. That's going to be a drive in the gap. That's going to split the outfielders and roll to the wall around first and into second base. The throw, the tag, and he is safe with a 2-out double. Buddy Bradford. Brian Downing, the batter. It's a 1-run ball game. Chicago 4-3 over the Yanks. Here's the pitch to Downing. That's going to be a 53 with a 3, and that will be a ball that the Yanks will get to. It's a range check to the shortstop, Mason. Mason with a nice play up the middle, spins, throws to first. And Chambliss scoops it out of the dirt for out number 3. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. We move to the top of the 6th inning. So nice play by Mason to get to that ball, but then he came up short on the throw, but Chambliss was able to scoop that out. We go to the top of the 6th here. It's going to be Chambliss, May, and Nettles against Bart Johnson. That's a 63, and a 15 will be bounced to the first baseman. 1 away. Spencer steps on the bag. Carlos May on the Snake Eyes 1-4, and it's going to be a hit by pitch. So he gets hit, he gets plunked. And it's Greg Nettles. So Chambliss grounded out, and then May is plunked. Here's a pitch to Greg Nettles. Good power. And he may get a hold of one here, and he's a drive down the line, and that's going to be off the wall. Let's see. May. With 2 out, there's an assist possibility. With less than 2 out, there's a hold. So they will stop him. Third base coach gives him the red light. It's going to be 2nd and 3rd now. Yanks with 1 out here. Runners on 2nd and 3rd. They're down by a run. Oscar Gamble. Oscar Gamble's been in a deep slump, so we're going to pitch to him. We are going to bring the infield in. Here's a pitch. That's a Snake Eyes, and that's going to be an out, an 18, which is a fly ball to center field with 2nd and 3rd, though. And that's going to be deep enough to tie this ball game up. So it's a sac fly for Gamble. Drives in May. And tagging going to 3rd is going to be Nettles. So Gamble comes up big, sac fly, moving both runners. The game is tied at 4 here in the top of the 6th inning. 2 out, runner on 3rd, Willie Randolph. And, you know, I'm thinking of walking Randolph. He's single. He's 1 for 2 today to pitch to Mason. I don't want to pull Mason because of the defense. And it's still too early to really pinch hit for him. But you know what? We're going to do that. We're going to... Now we're going to pitch to Willie Randolph. Let's do it. Here's a pitch from Johnson. 25, and that'll be a fly ball, center field. Lemon. And that retires aside. So 1 run comes in. A hit by pitch made the difference. And it's 1 run on 1 hit. And we move to the bottom of the 6th inning. Some movement in the Yankee bullpen. It's going to be Jim Spencer, Stein, and Bell. Here's a pitch from Holtzman. That's a 53 with a 10. Again, a range check. A range check to the center fielder, and Rivers is a 13, so he will catch up to that 10 roll. So that's a drive in the gap, and Rivers on the run and runs it down. Covering good ground out there. Here's Bill Stein, who lined out and grounded out with a 14, and this will be ripped and caught by Randolph. Goes up and comes down with the ball, L4. So got a good one on it. Hit it on the screws, but right at the second baseman, who timed it perfectly. And here's Kevin Bell with a 61, and that'll be a fly ball center field. Can of corn for Rivers, and that retires aside. We go to the top of the 7th, all tied at 4. Fall Classic Baseball. Plays quick, plays easy. One of my favorite games, probably my top 3 favorite games. It's really a complete game. It doesn't have any. It's not a quilt. It doesn't have any patchwork really. It seems like it's kind of fluid throughout. It doesn't miss anything, and it's consistent throughout. It's well designed. It's got a lot of detail, particularly, you know, with base running, but it's not complicated to play or to understand, so it's very intuitive. So Jim Mason leading off the top of the 7th. You know what? We're gonna be forced to pinch hit for Mason, and it's gonna be you know what? It's gonna be Alomar. Sandy Alomar is gonna come in and pinch hit. And then he'll stay into play shortstop a little bit. So Alomar, let's see if we can track him down quickly. You get all the players with this. So if you're into, you know, actual replays, actual lineups, it makes your whole life much easier. You know, I've been doing a replay with the 87 Stratomatic Mets, and man, it takes me a long time to set up a game because I have to look for the players that are going to be used. You know, most of them, like if it's a starter, I have to find his card. So we're looking for Alomar. Hope I didn't put him in the other set, in the team they just played. Sorry, it takes a little bit of time here. All right, Alomar's up. Here's a pitch from Bart Johnson. That's going to be a 12 and an 11. That's a little nubber in front of the plate, and Downing pounces on it, and he throws him out. So a 2-foot shot by Alomar. He will stay in to play shortstop. 1 down. Here's the top of the order. Rivers is 2 for 3. I put Rivers in here. There he is. Sometimes I do that. All right. Here's a pitch from Johnson to Rivers, and that's going to be a 46 and an 18, and that's line base hit. And he's going to try for 2 to the center fielder, Chet Lemon. Lemon is a 1-5, and he is out. So Rivers singles and tries to stretch it into a double, and it's going to be an 8-6. So 2 out. But that's Rivers' 3rd hit of the day. He does get credit for a hit. And here is Roy White now. With a 52, that's going to be an error check on the center fielder. Lemon is a 3, so he'll get to that one, and that retires the side. No runs, 1 hit, nobody left. We move to the bottom of the 7th. So that was Alomar with a 2-3, and then a single, but he's thrown out, so it's a single, and then an 8-2. Actually, yeah, 8-6, because he hit it to right center field. And the second baseman would go out to cover that. And then it was a fly out to center. 10 the inning, so new shortstop is going to be Sandy Alomar. And Holtzman, Bart Johnson, 31. He can go, Holtzman can go 35. He's gone 27. All right, so here is Bucky Dent leading it off. Pitch from Holtzman. It's going to be a 65, a -10. It's a 5, and that's a drive down the line, and that's a fair ball home run for Bucky Dent, 5-4. So hooks one down the line and just missed the foul ball by 2 feet. And Bucky Dent homers here. He's 4 for 4. What a day for Bucky Dent. Let's see what home run that is for Dent. That is home run number 1, the first home run of the season. Now Dent hit 2 home runs. He was a -10, but Holtzman has a lot of home runs, 1-15. Gave up a lot of home runs. So a leadoff homer for Dent puts the White Sox up 5-4. Here's Chet Lemon. I don't believe the Yankees can lose, though. I believe they're going to come back. They're at 44-12. I mean, they come back every time they're down in the late innings. Here's Chet Lemon, pitch from Holtzman. It's going to be a 32, and that's going to be a line drive in the gap. On the run is Rivers, and Rivers comes up with it. One away. George Orta. He's over 3 with a line out, 2 flyouts, 25, and that's hit right back to the mound. Tapper to Holtzman, over to first, 2 down. Here's Lamar Johnson, who's 1 for 3 with an RBI single in the first. That's a 66, and that's going to be a drive over the center fielder's head. And hits off the base of the wall, and he is on his way to second base with a stand-up 2-out double. Lamar Johnson. Buddy Bradford. Now that's going to be 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. He's still good. Here's the pitch to Bradford. That's a 12, and that'll be a bouncer to Nettles at third. On the mark to first to Chambliss, and that's 1 run on 2 hits. And the White Sox lead it here in the top of the 8th by a score of 5-4. Munson is leading off against Bart Johnson. Pitch from Johnson. It's going to be a 21, which will be a fly ball center field. High fly. Hold on a second. It was a 5-3. And Lemon waits for it. Here's makes the catch. Here's Chris Chambliss now. Pitch from Johnson. This will be a 24. 1-3 hit by pitch, and it's a 2, but he's a -3, so it won't be a hit by pitch. And it's going to be a fly ball to center field. 2 out. And here's Carlos May. With a 53 and a 4, it won't be a strikeout because it goes 1-3 there. KD check on range checks. So, but it is going to be caught by somebody. The 53 will say it's third base, and that's Bell. Can't be any lower than a 4. It's just not possible. He's a 6. Pretty poor range, but he does get to it. Ground ball down the line, backhanded by Bell. Long throw to first. Spencer. And that's 3 up and 3 down. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Brian Downing, Kenny Holtzman. That's going to be a 35, and that'll be a base hit. And that may be it. 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. No, Holtzman's still in there. Holtzman's allowed 11 hits so far. Oh, wait. That was wrong. That would have been a ground ball. And then a single for Bradford. No. All right, so that's a single for Downing to lead off the inning. Downing is an A base runner. Here's Jim Spencer. Kenny Holtzman to Spencer. With a 51, struck him out. One down. Curveball gets Spencer. Here's Bill Stein with a 55, and that is ripped to left center field. Downing will hold up first and second, and that's going to be it for Holtzman. Single by Stein puts runners on first and second, and Billy Martin's going to go to the bullpen in a 5-4 game. We're going to bring in Grant Jackson. Going to roll to see what kind of stuff Jackson has. He will have his B stuff. And he will face the righty Kevin Bell. Here's the pitch to Bell. It's a 44. That's going to be ripped to left center field. And let's see if Downing will score. And going to third is going to be Stein. So it's 6-4 now. RBI single by Bell. Bucky Dent, who's 4 for 4 with 3 singles and a home run. Jackson with a 51 and a 4. He's got his beast stuff. So let's fix this. It's easier for me to read when I use the Post-its. All right, a 51 and a 4. We're gonna have to. It's gonna be an error, perhaps, on the second baseman, Willie Randolph. His error rating is gonna be, so it's a bouncer to Randolph, and Randolph boots it. So it's E4, and that will allow a run to score. Going to second is Bell. Only one out here in the top of the 8th inning, and it's Chet Lemon. Pitch from Jackson, that's going to be a 15, and a fly ball to right. See if this is deep enough to be a sacrifice fly. Runners on first and second here. And runners will hold. So F9. For Lemon, here's Orta with a 55, and that's going to be a drive down the line. That's going to stay fair. It's going to bang around off the wall. 1 run scores. Let's see if they'll try to. Oh, with 2 outs, there's going to be a play. There's going to be a play. Gamble 1 to 5, and they throw him out at the plate, and he is out. Dent is out. 9-4-2. Double by RBI, double by Orta. And that retires the side. So Lemon flied out to right, and then Orta's going to double. There'll be a play at the plate, and they tag out. Dent trying to score all the way from first base. It's a double, 1 run scores. Any other runner is out. And that's going to be a 9-4-2. Inning over. Top of 9th, last licks. Scores 8-4. So they score 1, 2, 3 in that inning. On 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. So Yankees are on the verge of losing their 13th game of the season. It's going to be Nettles, Gamble, and Randolph. Starter Bart Johnson is still in there. Try to see if we can push him to a complete game. He had 8 complete games, so not unreasonable for us to do that. That's a 51. It struck him out. Curveball gets Nettles out in front. Next up is Gamble. That's going to be a 23, and that is bounce to short. No, actually bounce to first. Right there, Spencer. 2 down. And the Yanks are down to the last out here in an 8-4 ball game. They're losing. They're behind, trailing here to the Chicago White Sox. They're on the verge of losing their 13th game of the season. They don't lose very many. Here's the pitch, but don't count them out just yet. That's a 34, and that's going to be a bouncer to the third baseman, Bell. Throw to first in time, and the ball game is over. Wow. So Bart Johnson, complete game.